What if the most dangerous person in the room is the one nobody notices? Not the loudest, not the one with the most bravado, but the one who sits in complete stillness, their eyes holding a depth that feels ancient and unbreakable. What if that person could be you? Have you ever felt a profound disconnect between the effort you pour into your life and the results you see? You grind, you hustle, you follow the advice, you consume the motivation, but at the end of the day, when you're alone with your thoughts, you feel a hollow echo. The feeling that you are running in place, a ghost in your own existence, performing a role you never auditioned for. You feel the potential simmering beneath your skin, a dormant giant, but it's trapped under layers of distraction, doubt, and the deafening noise of a world that demands your attention but starves your soul. You see others projecting success, broadcasting every minor victory, and you wonder if you're missing the secret. You feel underestimated, overlooked, and worst of all, you've started to underestimate yourself. This quiet desperation, this feeling of being a passenger in a life you were meant to command, is a prison. A comfortable, familiar prison, but a prison nonetheless. This is not another video that will tell you to shout affirmations in the mirror or to hustle harder. This is an initiation. We are not here to add more noise to your life. We are here to begin the great work of subtraction. We are here to walk the Spartan's hidden path. This is the path of building a power so deep, so fundamental that it needs no announcement. It is a power forged in silence, disciplined in private, and revealed only when tested. By the end of our time together, you will not just have a new set of tools. You will have the blueprint for a new identity. An identity rooted in unshakable inner strength, laser-like focus, and a quiet confidence that emanates from you like a force field. You will understand how to become formidable, not by being seen, but by seeing yourself for the first time. Let's start by dismantling the greatest lie sold to you by the modern world. The lie is motivation. You are told to find your motivation, to wait for inspiration, to feel it before you act. This is a trap. It is the single greatest reason for stagnation. Waiting for a feeling is outsourcing your power to your own emotional whims. The Spartan does not wait for the feeling of wanting to train. He trains to create the feeling of strength. Discipline is the engine. Motivation is the fleeting, unreliable passenger. Your first victory starting today is to completely abandon the hunt for motivation. Instead, you will cultivate discipline. How? You make a promise to yourself, a non-negotiable contract to perform one small, difficult act every single day, especially when you don't want to. It could be a 5-minute cold shower. It could be reading 10 pages of a difficult book instead of scrolling. It could be waking up the moment your alarm rings without hitting snooze. The act itself is less important than the principle it teaches. Your will is stronger than your feelings. When you do this, you are not just taking a cold shower. You are baptizing yourself in self-respect. You are telling your weaker self, the one that craves comfort and ease, that it is no longer in command. This is the first stone laid on the hidden path. It is a declaration of war against your own mediocrity. Now we deepen this practice. We move from a single act of discipline into a philosophy of living. This is where we begin to build what the Stoics call the inner citadel. Your mind is a fortress. Right now, its gates are wide open. Every opinion, every insult, every piece of breaking news, every notification is allowed to storm in, wreak havoc, and leave you emotionally exhausted. You are living in a sacked city. The Spartan's path is about fortifying these walls, not by ignoring the world, but by choosing what is allowed to affect your inner state. The world can rage outside, but within the walls of your citadel, there is calm, order, and strength. How do you build these walls? You practice voluntary hardship. You intentionally introduce small, controlled doses of discomfort into your life. This is not about self-punishment. It is about inoculation. You are training your mind and body to become resilient to the inevitable, uncontrolled hardships of life. When you deliberately fast for a period, you are not just abstaining from food. You are teaching your body that it does not rule your mind. You are mastering the primitive urge for instant gratification. When you push yourself through a grueling workout, past the point where your mind begs you to quit, you are forging new neural pathways. You are teaching yourself on a cellular level that your perception of your limits is a lie. Think of it like this: a man who has only ever known comfort is brittle. The first sign of real trouble, a job loss, a betrayal, a health crisis, shatters him. But the man who has made discomfort his training partner, who has willingly faced the cold, the hunger, the physical exertion, he is different, he is tempered. When the real storm comes, it feels familiar. He has weathered 1,000 smaller, self-imposed storms in preparation. He doesn't break, he endures. He might even smile because he knows he was built for this. This is the power no one sees. They don't see the morning fasts. They don't see the cold plunges. They don't see the extra set you pushed through in an empty gym. They only see the result: a person who remains calm and effective while everyone else is panicking. They call it natural talent or luck. You will know the truth. It was forged. This leads us to the next layer of the hidden path, the vow of silence. This is not a literal vow never to speak. It is a vow to stop talking about what you are going to do. In the modern world, announcing your intentions has become a substitute for achieving them. You post about the marathon you're going to run. You tell all your friends about the business you're going to start. You declare your new diet to the world. You get a small dopamine hit from the social validation, the likes, the encouragement. And that dopamine hit tricks your brain into feeling like you've already accomplished something. It saps the very energy you need to do the actual work. The Spartan's power is built in the shadows. He understands that talk is cheap and it dissipates energy. The true work is silent, it is solitary. When you make the decision to transform, you must seal your lips. Let your actions be your only announcement. Do the work. Wake up early and tell no one. Read the books and discuss them with no one until the wisdom is a part of you. Build the business plan, write the first chapter, lose the first 10 pounds and keep it to yourself. Let the results speak for themselves in their own time. This practice does two things. First, it conserves your psychic energy, focusing it like a laser on the task at hand. Second, it builds an immense internal pressure of self-respect. When you are your only witness, your integrity becomes your highest law. You are not performing for an audience. You are forging your own soul. The hunger to share, to be validated, is a weakness. By starving it, you kill it. And in its place grows a quiet, unshakable confidence that needs no external approval. People will eventually notice the changes in you. Your posture will be different. The look in your eye will be different. The way you carry yourself will be different. And when they ask you what your secret is, you will have nothing to say, because the secret was not a thing you did, but a thing you became in the quiet, in the dark. Now let's talk about the battlefield where this war is truly won or lost. It's not in the gym, it's not at your desk. It's the 6 inches of space between your ears. And the most powerful weapon on this battlefield is your attention. Your attention is your currency. It is your life force. Where your attention goes, your energy flows. The world is in a constant, relentless war for your attention. Every app, every headline, every advertisement is engineered to hijack it, to fracture it, to monetize it. And every time you give it away to something meaningless, to celebrity gossip, to political outrage, to the endless scroll of curated lives, you are giving away a piece of your power. You are bleeding out, one click at a time. The Spartan practices a ruthless economy of attention. He understands that focus is a superpower. He is a guardian of his own mind. This means actively curating your information diet with the same discipline you would apply to your physical diet. Unfollow the accounts that trigger envy or outrage. Turn off the notifications that fracture your focus. Delete the apps that are nothing more than digital slot machines for your dopamine system. This will feel uncomfortable at first. You will feel a phantom itch, a sense of boredom, a fear of missing out. This is the withdrawal. It is the feeling of an addict being denied his drug. You must push through it. Replace the noise with signal. Instead of scrolling through social media, read a chapter of Marcus Aurelius's Meditations. Instead of listening to a podcast about celebrity drama, listen to one that teaches you a new skill. Instead of consuming endless news cycles designed to make you anxious and angry, spend that time in silence with a journal, asking yourself the hard questions. Who am I? What do I truly want? What is the most important thing for me to do today? At first, the silence will be deafening. It will be filled with the anxieties and negative thoughts you've been using the noise to drown out. This is the moment of truth. Do not run from it. Sit with it. Observe the thoughts without judgment. Let them pass like clouds in the sky. This is meditation. It is the practice of becoming the master of your own mind rather than its slave. When you control your attention, you control your reality. You stop reacting to the world's agenda and start acting on your own. You become a creator, not a consumer. Your thoughts become clearer. Your decisions become sharper. Your actions become more deliberate and powerful. This is not about becoming a hermit. It is about engaging with the world on your own terms. You choose when to plug in and when to unplug. You are the operator, not the operated. This disciplined management of your attention is one of most profound sources of unseen power. People will wonder how you get so much done, how you remain so calm, how you have such original insights. They won't see the thousands of times you chose the book over the browser, silence over the static. They will only see the fortress of your mind, and they will marvel at its strength. We have laid the foundation with discipline over motivation. We have started building the walls of our inner citadel with voluntary hardship. We have sworn a vow of silence to conserve our energy. We have become guardians of our attention. You see, the Spartan's path is not one of addition, but of subtraction. It's about removing what is weak, what is distracting, what is inauthentic, to reveal the raw, powerful core that has been there all along. We have dismantled the flimsy scaffolding of the modern self, and now we are ready to build with true, lasting materials. But building this power is one thing. Understanding how to wield it is another. The path forward is about moving from a state of pure defense to one of quiet, unstoppable offense in the pursuit of your purpose. Think about the way most people navigate their day. It's a series of reactions. The alarm rings, they react with a groan. An email comes in, they react with stress. Someone cuts them off in traffic, they react with anger. Their life is a chaotic pinball machine, bounced around by external forces. The Spartan, having built his inner citadel, operates from a different paradigm. He is the master of the micro-moment. He understands that his destiny is not shaped in the grand, dramatic moments, but in the thousands of tiny, seemingly insignificant choices he makes every single day. The choice to get out of bed without hesitation, the choice to drink a glass of water instead of reaching for the phone, the choice to listen fully in a conversation instead of waiting for your turn to speak, the choice to tackle the most difficult task of the day first, a practice known as eating the frog. Each of these choices is a vote. It is a vote for the person you want to become, a vote for discipline, for focus, for strength. A life of power is not the result of one heroic decision. It is the accumulated interest of thousands of these small, correct choices. This requires a profound shift in awareness. You must become a student of your own habits and impulses. When you feel the pull of procrastination, don't just give in. Pause, interrogate the feeling. What are you avoiding? What is the fear? Acknowledge it and then act anyway. This is where you insert your will between stimulus and response. That space, that tiny gap, is where your freedom lies. Viktor Frankl, a man who survived the horrors of the concentration camps, wrote about this. He said, "Between stimulus and response there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom." The average person lives with no space. Stimulus and response are fused together. For them, life is deterministic. But for you walking this path, that space becomes your sanctuary. It becomes your workshop. It's where you take the raw material of your impulses and you forge them into intentional action. When someone insults you, the stimulus, your automatic response might be anger. But in that space, you can choose a different response. You can choose indifference, which the Stoics would call wisdom. You can choose to see their insult not as a reflection of you, but as a reflection of their own inner turmoil. This doesn't make you weak, it makes you untouchable. Your emotional state is no longer a puppet for the world to play with. You have cut the strings. When was the last time you truly questioned your daily routine? Not just what you do, but why you do it. Is your day a series of conscious choices or a script written by habit and distraction? This mastery of the micro-moment is the ultimate form of self-possession. It's the difference between being a leaf blown in the wind and being the wind itself. This leads us to a deeper, more subtle aspect of the Spartan's power, the weaponization of stillness. Our culture worships motion, hustle, grind, the relentless pursuit of more. We are terrified of being still, of being silent, of being alone with our own thoughts. We see it as unproductive, as a waste of time. This is a catastrophic error in judgment. Stillness is not emptiness. It is a state of supreme potential. It is in stillness that true clarity emerges. It is in stillness that you can hear the faint whisper of your own intuition, a voice that is drowned out by the constant noise of the world. It is in stillness that you can strategize, reflect, and connect with your deepest purpose. A warrior who is always charging is a reckless one. He will exhaust himself and run headfirst into ambushes. The wise warrior, the Spartan, understands the power of the strategic pause. He pulls back from the front lines, not in retreat, but to gain a higher vantage point. He observes the battlefield of his life, assesses his strengths and weaknesses, and plans his next move with cold, calculated precision. Your stillness practice is your command tent. This can be formal meditation. It can be a long walk in nature without your phone. It can be sitting in a quiet room with a journal and nothing else. In these moments of stillness, you are not doing nothing. You are doing the most important work. You are untangling the knots of your own mind. You are distinguishing between the essential and the trivial. You are allowing your subconscious to work on problems that your conscious mind is too busy to solve. Great insights, creative breakthroughs, and profound realizations do not happen when you are frantically checking your email. They happen in the shower, on a long drive, or in the moments just before you fall asleep. They happen when you give your mind the space to breathe. By intentionally scheduling stillness into your life, you are building another layer of unseen power. While others are running on a hamster wheel of reactive busyness, you are sharpening your axe. You are planning your campaign. Your actions, when you choose to take them, become infinitely more effective because they are born from a place of clarity and intention, not from a place of anxiety and haste. People will be amazed by the quality and precision of your work, of your decisions. They will not see the hours of quiet contemplation that made it possible. They will only see the masterful result. They will see the arrow hitting the bullseye, but they will not have seen the stillness in which the archer took his aim. Let's connect this to the physical realm. The body and mind are not separate entities. They are a single, integrated system. The Spartan's path requires you to treat your body not as a vehicle for pleasure, but as a weapon, a finely tuned instrument that serves your will. This does not mean you need to look like a bodybuilder. It means you must pursue functional strength, resilience, and vitality. Your physical practices are a direct reflection of your mental state. When you eat clean, whole foods, you are not just nourishing your body, you are practicing discipline and respect for the vessel that carries your consciousness. You are choosing long-term vitality over short-term pleasure. This simple act sends a powerful message to your subconscious. I am worthy of care. I am building myself for the long haul. When you push your body in training, you are not just building muscle, you are building mental fortitude. You are teaching yourself to embrace struggle, to find comfort in the burn, to associate effort with growth. Your posture itself is a communication. A person who is defeated by life slouches. Their shoulders are rounded, their head is down. They physically shrink, trying to take up less space. It is the posture of apology, of submission. A person who walks the hidden path stands tall, not with arrogance but with a quiet solidity. Their shoulders are back, their spine is erect, their gaze is level. This is not a conscious act of power posing. It is the natural physical expression of a fortified inner world. Your body begins to reflect the strength of your inner citadel. Try it right now. Sit up straight. Pull your shoulders back. Breathe deeply into your belly. Feel the immediate shift in your mental and emotional state. Your physiology can lead your psychology. Use it as another tool in your arsenal. The power you are building is not aggressive. It is not confrontational. It is a quiet gravitational force. It is the power of presence. When you walk into a room, you don't need to announce yourself. People will feel it. They will feel the stillness at your core. They will sense the depth of your focus. In conversations, you will listen more than you speak. And when you do speak, your words will have weight because they are not born from a need to fill silence, but from a place of considered thought. You will become incredibly persuasive, not by mastering tricks of rhetoric, but by embodying authenticity. People are starved for what is real. In a world of performance and masks, your genuine, self-possessed presence will be a magnetic force. This is the danger that no one sees coming. It is not the danger of physical threat. It is the danger of a person who cannot be manipulated, who cannot be distracted, who cannot be emotionally provoked. A person who is in complete possession of their own soul. In a world built on manipulating your desires and fears, a person who has mastered them is a radical force. They are a glitch in the matrix. They are a threat to the status quo of mediocrity and distraction. We have journeyed deep into the Spartan's philosophy. We've replaced the flimsy fuel of motivation with the solid engine of discipline. We've begun laying the stones for our inner citadel through voluntary hardship, sworn a vow of silence to build internal integrity, and reclaimed our most precious resource, our attention. We've learned to master the micro-moments that define our destiny and to weaponize the stillness that the world fears. This is the hidden architecture of power. This is the work that is done when no one is watching. It is the process of becoming, not performing. But what happens when this power begins to solidify? What do you do with it? The Spartan's strength was never for his own glory. It was for a purpose larger than himself. It was for the phalanx. It was for Sparta. Your power, too, must be directed. An undirected force is just chaos. A directed force is the very definition of power. The final stage of this path is to clarify your purpose, your personal mission. This is your why. It is the North Star that will guide all of your decisions. Without a why, discipline can feel like a pointless grind. But with a why, every act of discipline, every moment of hardship becomes meaningful. It becomes an offering to a higher goal. Your purpose does not have to be grandiose. You don't need to save the world. Your purpose could be to be the best father, the best mother your children could possibly have. It could be to create a body of work that expresses your unique vision. It could be to build a business that solves a real problem. It could be to achieve a state of inner peace and wisdom that allows you to be a calming presence for everyone you encounter. The what is less important than the why. The why is the fuel that will sustain you through the darkness, through the struggle, through the moments when you want to quit. How do you find this purpose? You don't find it by thinking about it. You find it by acting. You find it through a process of elimination. You start by identifying your values. What is truly important to you? Honesty, growth, freedom, contribution. Write them down, then start experimenting. Take on new challenges. Learn new skills. Put yourself in new environments. Pay close attention to what energizes you and what drains you. What activities make you lose track of time? What problems in the world make you angry, not in a petty way, but in a way that ignites a desire to create a solution? Follow that energy. Follow that sacred anger. That is the clue. That is the breadcrumb trail leading to your mission. This is not a one-time discovery. It is an ongoing process of refinement. Your mission may evolve as you evolve, but you must have a direction. You must be aiming at something. An archer who shoots his arrow at nothing is just wasting his strength. An archer who aims at a specific target, even if he misses, is still engaged in a meaningful act. He can adjust his aim. He can learn from his miss. He is on the path. This is the ultimate expression of the Spartan's power. A person with a fortified mind, a disciplined body, and a clear, unwavering purpose. This is a person who moves through the world with a quiet grace and a terrifying effectiveness. They do not waste energy on trivialities. They do not get bogged down in drama. They do not seek approval or fear criticism. They are too busy. They have a war to win. Not a war against others, but a war against their own limitations, their own lower nature. A war to bring their highest vision for themselves into reality. Think of the person you are today. The anxieties, the habits, the compromises. Now imagine a different version of you, a version that has walked this path for 1 year, a version that has embraced discipline, built their citadel, guarded their attention, mastered their moments, and clarified their purpose. What does that person look like? How do they walk? How do they speak? How do they handle adversity? Can you see them? That person is not a fantasy. It is a potential that resides within you right now. It is waiting to be forged. It is waiting for you to declare war on who you have been, in order to become who you are meant to be. The path is not easy. It is called the hidden path for a reason. It is a lonely road. There will be no crowds cheering you on. Your old self, and perhaps even the people around you who are comfortable with your old self, will fight back. They will tempt you with comfort, with distraction, with the old, familiar ways. The path demands sacrifice. It demands that you sacrifice your comfort, your excuses, your need for validation, and your attachment to your own weakness. But what you gain in return is infinitely more valuable. You gain yourself, your true self, the self that is strong, centered, and free, the self that is capable of meeting any challenge, of weathering any storm, of achieving any worthy goal it sets its mind to. Let's synthesize this entire philosophy into a final, actionable mandate. The transformation begins with a single, conscious decision, followed by relentless execution. The decision is this: the person I was yesterday is no longer acceptable. This decision must be made not from a place of self-hatred, but from a place of profound self-respect. The respect for the potential that you know exists within you. You are choosing to honor that potential. The execution is a daily practice, a ritual of becoming. It is a symphony of small, deliberate actions. You wake up on the first alarm, that is a note. You face the cold water, that is a note. You guard your first hour from the intrusion of your phone, that is a note. You eat a clean meal, that is a note. You push your body beyond its perceived limits, that is a note. You sit in silence for 10 minutes, that is a note. You do the hard work you've been avoiding, that is a note. You speak with intention or not at all, that is a note. You end your day with reflection, not distraction, that is a note. Individually, each note may seem insignificant, but played together day after day, week after week, they create a masterpiece. They create a new reality. They create a new you. This is the alchemy of the hidden path. It is turning the lead of your old habits into the gold of your true character. The world will not understand your transformation. They will only see the afterglow. They will see a person who became unrecognizable, not by changing their appearance but by changing their essence. They will see a person who built a power so profound that it needed no demonstration, a power that no one saw coming, because it was built in the sacred darkness where true work is always done. The choice is now yours. The map has been laid out. The path once hidden is now visible. You can choose to close this window and return to the comfortable prison of your old life, to the familiar static of distraction. Or you can take the first step. You can make the quiet, solitary promise to yourself to begin the work, to lay the first stone, to declare a silent war on your own weakness. No one will know you've made this choice. No one needs to. It is a contract between you and the person you are destined to become. The journey ahead is long. It is the work of a lifetime, but it is the only work that truly matters. It is the quest to conquer your own mind, to forge your own soul, and to unleash the potential that the world has tried to lull to sleep. It is the journey to become the calm in the chaos, the signal in the noise, the warrior in a world of spectators. It is the journey to build a power that moves mountains, not with force but with presence. The path is waiting, the silence is calling. The stronger version of you is not in the future, it is in your next decision. When the moment of crisis finally arrives in your life, and it will, the world will not ask who you were planning to be. It will not care about your intentions or your potential. It will only see who you have become. What version of you will answer that call? The ghost or the Spartan?